Can you tell your child not to talk to my son? I saw her talking to my son when I went to school to pick him up. Lower class people should only talk to lower class people, understood? I don't want my son to be staying in touch with someone from a poor family. Excuse me? What do you mean? Is it a bad thing for children to talk to each other? Isn't that their choice? Moreover, what the hell do you mean lower class? Of course it's bad. Why did your daughter talk to my son in the first place? You people do not deserve my son. Mrs. Johnson, why all of a sudden? Did we do something wrong? And what do you mean that we're poor? I believe we're living a standard level life. I heard you're a single mother. It's obvious you're poor. Where did your husband go? What? I think that is too much prejudice. You shouldn't say things like that. Just because I'm a single mother doesn't mean that we're living low standard life, does it? Even if someone was poor due to any reason, that shouldn't be something to be made fun of. You'll never know what it's like living a better life. Thanks to my husband, we're living a wonderful life. It's such a pity the way you work all day, and you still don't make enough to eat enough. Don't tell me your main meal is always oatmeal. We do eat oatmeal because it's healthy. Is there a problem? But it's not like that's the only thing we eat, obviously. I knew it. You look like someone who can only afford oatmeal. Just so you know, we had dinner at a French restaurant last night. I guess we're living on a way too different level. I see. Good for you. Well, there's no wonder why. My husband's the CEO of a company. Did you know? That's how different our positions are. Or do you want me to ask him to hire you? Only if he'd accept a poor person, though. Thank you for your kindness. But if I may make a point, I believe it's the children's choice to choose who they become friends with. So I kindly ask you to not interfere with their friendship. Hello, did you hear anything I said? As a parent, you should understand this. Why would anyone want their child's life to be ruined by some poor family? After all the time spent raising them? First of all, you should rethink about considering all single mothers as poor. It's rude and inappropriate. Second of all, this whole attitude of being better than someone else based on income, it's ridiculous. Wait, are you trying to make your daughter a gold digger? Excuse me? I know you're trying to get close to my son using your daughter. But too bad. That's not happening. Give up. A daughter of a single mother won't even stand a chance. What are you talking about? They're still 6. Why would she even come up with such a thought? Let alone me. Oh yeah? You never know. It seems tough to raise a child as a single parent. Plus, you wouldn't want your child to experience the same thing, would you? Of course not. I'm doing my best to raise her properly without a father. But to become a gold digger is not what I'm willing to educate my daughter about. Yeah, of course you'll say it like that. I guess I'll need to educate my son more. To not go near poor people. What are you thinking? I'm just a single parent, And that has nothing to do with the children. I don't mind what you say about me, but if you make my daughter feel bad, you'll pay for this. Sure, go ahead. Are you done? I need to get going, so I appreciate it if you can wrap it up. Oh yeah, I forgot you're a single parent. No wonder you're so busy. I can stay home all day and do the laundry and sew. That sounds nice. Please keep it up. I bet you've never worked a day in your life. Shut it. So, did you get my message? Don't you dare think of letting your daughter come near my son. There will be consequences if you do. Please don't teach your child that. It's utterly ridiculous. Now, goodbye. Mr. Johnson, may I have a word with you, please? It's about your wife.
Good afternoon, Miss Taylor. Did something happen?
Yes. Your wife was looking down on me just because I'm a single parent.
Pardon?
It seems that she doesn't like the fact that our children are talking to each other. She saw them talking to each other at school, and she was ridiculing me for everything.
Jesus. I'm so sorry about whatever she has told you. I don't know exactly why, but her values are sometimes really prejudiced.
Okay. I'm a patient person, so I handle whatever she says to me. But I cannot be tolerant when it comes to involving my daughter. Can you tell your wife about this from your side?
No problem. I'll try my best. However, since I have hardly ever interfered with my wife about our son's education, I may struggle a little when convincing her. Is it okay that I ask for a little time to figure it out?
Sure, but don't take your sweet time, please. This is about my daughter, not me, so things will need to move ASAP. If I feel it necessary, I'll just talk to her directly.
Oh, I will do my best. I can't imagine how she will react if I tell her how much I owe you. Since she likes to look down on people, I'm afraid our family would break apart when she finds out.
As I said, I as well like to keep my tolerance as long as possible. But I need to take action before things get too late. It was really unexpected to hear criticism that bad from your wife. So please understand that I have limits.
Yes, I understand. I apologize from the bottom of my heart. I didn't know how bad the situation was at this point. I'll do whatever it takes to convince her.
Thank you. I just wanted to say that this is also for educating your son the correct things.
Yes, I completely agree. Once again, I am really sorry.
It's okay. Just please make it quick. Mrs. Johnson, you need to explain. I just had a phone call from school. The office told me that your son spilled my daughter's lunch and made fun of her. Hi, Miss Taylor. I received a call as well. What are you so angry about? It's your fault. Didn't I tell you not to let your daughter come near my son? Your daughter just got what she deserved because her single parent won't educate her. You thought I would take that seriously? Are you insane? They're just kids. Exactly, they're kids. That's why it's important to educate them with the right knowledge. What did you tell your son? Did you tell him to bully my daughter? Of course not. I just taught him that your family is poor and he shouldn't be friends with the Taylors. It was just a slight warning about how dangerous it is being friends with poor people. Are you serious? What do you mean dangerous? I told you before. Since you feed your daughter cheap oatmeal and live a miserable life together, I told my son that being friends with such people will only make him miserable. You brat. She was crying. She came to me crying, saying she was treated like a disease or something. Your son thinks poverty is some sort of disease, and that's terrible. Maybe he's right in a way. Excuse me? I mean, what's the deal? It was your daughter's lunch. I'm sure all of it wasn't worth anything. You can't afford anything good, can you? That's not the point. I feel you. It must be hard making ends meet. If you beg me to help, I can offer you some food, though. Well, your husband's here. He's begging me to forgive you for what you did. Huh? He said he told you not to look down on people. Mr. Johnson even told me right now he'll divorce you. What do you say? Wait, what? I don't understand. He never told you, but I run a business. And your husband's company happens to be one of the companies we fund. I gave you the chance, but I guess you didn't need it. I'm ending the fund. Stop joking. I know you're trying to play with me. You thought you can trick me like that? Too bad. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Why don't you go home? Your husband will be waiting for you. I've never seen him so disappointed. How? I don't believe you. How can you run a business? I thought you were just a single parent. Are you dense? Just because I'm a single parent doesn't mean I can't run a business. I'm doing whatever work I need to raise my daughter. I got divorced because my husband wouldn't work or take care of my daughter. Instead, he used my money to gamble and drink. Are you serious? You're lying, right? I'm telling you the truth. And that is why I'm canceling the contract I signed with your husband's company. Wait, even if that was true, why did nobody tell me? Your husband told me not to. Mostly because you tend to look down on people. And if you found out about this, Mr. Johnson thought you'll force him to do whatever it takes to bring me down. Well, maybe I would have said such thing. But it's not nice to keep it a secret. Would I care? Nothing's gonna change for me, whether you knew the truth or not. But it's true that this all happened because we kept it a secret. See? It's all your fault. I would have changed my mind if I knew you were the business partner of my husband's company. Either way, I wouldn't like to have my daughter be friends with a family that changes attitude that way. Plus, your husband is planning to take his son with him after you two separate. Just so you know. What? What divorce? That can't happen. I wouldn't have a place to live. So? Didn't your husband warn you? That you shouldn't educate to choose friends by judging their backgrounds? And that you shouldn't barge into other families' business? Well, yeah. But I didn't know he was talking about this. Too bad. I hope you learned. So, any plans after divorce? I guess you'll be jobless, right? Wait, please. Please convince my husband. You should reconsider this. Besides, I'm not the one who bullied your daughter. It's not my fault. Well, who taught him those things? If you didn't interfere, this wouldn't have happened. You should apologize to the children first, not me. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I'm sorry about what happened to your daughter. This won't happen again. So please convince my husband about this. Yeah. You thought I'd forgive you? Too late. How is looking down on people? It's a surprise you're a parent of a child. Enjoy the lower life standard you were wishing for. After Mrs. Johnson came home in a hurry, her husband was waiting at the door with a furious face. Without standing a chance, Mrs. Johnson agreed on the divorce and got kicked out of the house. Although Karen went back to her parents' house to ask for help. Her parents did not let her in because Mr. Johnson explained everything. Without any support, she started a job and is working all day long. I hope she learned a valuable lesson. That she is no better than a regular person without help.
Hey Tim, congrats on your engagement. I didn't think you would get married ahead of me.
Thank you. Good luck to you too.
Shut up. Don't be rude to your sister. So, what's your fiancé like?
She is pretty and kind. I do have some concerns about her though.
Huh? What concern?
Well, I'll tell you about it next time.
Is that something you can't say right away?
It's not.
I haven't been able to see you for a while because you're always busy. I wanted to see you.
I'm sorry. I tried my best to find a way, but I'm so busy.
I see, you're in a tough spot. By the way, Mom baked brownies for you again. Also, your uncle has a wedding gift for you.
Really?
Don't you have time to go to Mom's house to pick it up? Otherwise, I'll have to bring it to you again.
I'm really busy at work these days. I would appreciate it if you could bring them to my house.
Well, if you ask me. Thank your big sister.
Thank you so much. You still have the key to my house, don't you?
Yes, I have it. I can unlock the door and leave it in the hallway, right?
Please do so. I think I'll be working overtime every day next week. I really appreciate it.
Okay. I know you're busy at work, but take care of yourself too. I hope I don't burn out before your wedding day.
I know. Well, thank you again.
Yep, talk to you later then. I'll bring the stuff to your house today.
What? Today? My room could be very messy.
That's just the way it always is, isn't it? I'll clean it up for you if I have time.
No, that's fine. You don't have to do that. You are doing me a big favor just by bringing them to my house.
Well, okay. Alright, I'll just unlock the door and leave the stuff there then. You deserve it. What? Who are you? How did you get my number? No way, you're Megan. Yeah. It's Tim's fiancé. I'm shocked that some random skank was in my fiancé's house without permission. I'm surprised that Tim is messing with an ugly girl like you. What are you talking about? I mean, you're way out of line to hit me all of a sudden. It's your fault for overreacting and losing consciousness. I had to call an ambulance. I really didn't want to do that because it would have caused a big scene. No, you're the one who hit me in the first place. I have a wedding coming up. Do you know how I feel finding out that he was cheating on me? I had to beat the hell out of you.
This is a huge misunderstanding. I mean, aren't you going to apologize?
What? An apology?
I was beaten by you because you thought Tim was cheating on you, and I was taken to the emergency room. You did such a terrible thing and not a single apology to me?
What a joke you are. You're the one who should apologize. The girl he was having an affair with deserved to be beaten. You and Tim are both to blame.
You're overreacting for nothing. Don't play the victim. Just talk to Tim.
By the way, I checked your phone and got this number while you were passed out. I saw that you were exchanging messages with Tim the whole time. Unbelievable.
Did you look at my phone without permission?
You're unbelievable.
I was so angry that I punished him as well.
What?
Don't tell me you hit Tim too.
How could I do that?
How can a woman win over a man through physical strength?
I decided to do some mental damage to him.
What? What do you mean?
You're creeping me out.
After you were taken away in the ambulance, I made a mess in his house.
I smashed all his dishes, TV, and furniture, and I left his room. Now he'll be sorry and won't do this again.
You're the worst. Breaking things in someone's house is a crime. I mean, when you hit me, that was already a crime.
You, Tim's secret girlfriend, how does it feel to be sent to the hospital by me? It's your fault for messing with someone else's man, so don't report anything.
I am Tim's sister.
What?
Come on, I've been telling you to listen to me for a while. And I told you to talk to Tim.
What? You're his sister? Huh? Really?
Yeah, really. So I told you to talk to him. But I can't allow you to continue to act out of line any longer. That's enough.
Why didn't you tell me at the start? Are you kidding me? Come to think of it, Tim may have mentioned that he has a sister. Is that also why you had the key to his house?
Yes!
He told me not to come to his house. I was shocked that he gave the keys to another girl. Have I done something bad?
It's bad no matter what you think. You seem mortified to learn that I'm his sister. But when he hears that his dear sister was beaten by you, he is bound to be furious. I called him earlier and he was quite angry.
What? Did you call Tim? Why did you do that?
Why not? That's a given. You beat me up and put me in the hospital.
Well, it would be a bad idea to tell Tim about it.
What's bad is not what I told him. It's what you did.
I'm sorry I hit you, but I was in a panic. You understand, right?
I only had a key to his house to bring stuff to him.
I didn't know you were going there.
Besides, Tim told me that he told you not to go to his house. I was just cleaning his room for him. What brought you to his house in the first place?
He said he's been busy with work lately and hasn't seen me at all, so I was worried.
So you ignored his request?
made a copy of the key, and entered his house without telling him? He said he didn't want to let you in because his room was too messy. Is that so? Besides, if you had seen text messages between him and I, you would know that. He really is too busy with work to even show up at my parents' house for a bit. So I went to his house to bring him stuff. He is really busy. How can you not trust your partner even before you get married? I didn't know that.
You should have trusted him. So you're done.
Done? What do you mean?
Tim is also completely disgusted by your behavior. I'm also reporting this incident to the police. Tim wouldn't want to be with a woman like you.
What? So, what about our wedding? Of course that would be called off, duh.
Tim seems to have just got back to his house now. He's pretty shocked right about now.
It was just, I was distraught at the time. I lost myself.
My brother says you're psycho and scary. He says you call the police. I'm sure he will file a damage report too.
Tim called the police. Why would he do that? He won't answer my calls.
Of course, that's because he's disgusted by you, right? And you even took the money that was in his house. Am I wrong?
Well, I did it on an impulse, as a punishment to him.
You're too much to handle.
No, I'm not. You know the word jealousy, right? My my fiancé, had a random girl in his house. It's normal to think he was cheating on me.
If I got into that situation, I'd ask the person who she is first. You literally just started beating the crap out of me.
And you smashed his room.
You're insane. We're both completely disgusted by you.
Hey, you don't have to say that much. I was desperate. I was worried that Tim didn't like me anymore. Our wedding is coming up soon, so I wanted to make sure how he was feeling about me.
Doesn't matter. What you did was way out of line. You should have had a proper talk with him, instead of sneaking into his house and beating up his sister.
I guess so.
Now I understand why Tim didn't want to tell me much about you.
What do you mean?
I think he sensed your psychopathic tendencies. I think he is terrified of your psycho jealousy and mental instability.
Don't call me a psycho! Are you mocking me?
I can't believe you made a copy of his house key and snuck into his room. And you just beat up a random woman you've never seen. Those actions are clearly not the behavior of a normal person.
I was panicking.
Oh, I see. Well, you can say whatever you want. This is no longer my concern. I'm not going to have any further contact with you after this.
No, you're going to be my sister-in-law. Let's be friends from now on.
What? Have you gone even crazier?
I wasn't crazy from the beginning. Your initial impression of me was terrible, but trust me, I will get better. So let's be good friends from now on.
That's not possible. My first impression of you was beyond just bad. You're just a violent criminal.
Criminal? What do you mean? I'm going to be your sister-in-law, okay? Don't you think you should be a little more gentle with me?
Yeah, I don't think you will be my sister-in-law.
Huh?
I didn't want this to come out of me. But I don't think Tim has any intentions of marrying you anymore.
Are you kidding me? That can't be true. We're getting married. You got engaged to him only because you decided to do so on your own and reported it to your employer. And you forced him to meet your parents. So it seems Tim just gave up because he felt he had no choice. But this whole mayhem seems to have made him rethink too. Who told you that? Tim didn't say that, did he? Who else do you think is there? Why did Tim tell you that? Why hasn't he contacted me? Are you guys dating? Oh, come on, don't be crazy. Tim and I are sister and brother. You should at least admit a little that you're crazy. No matter how impatient you were to get married, this is too much. I love him so much I can't help it, can I? Don't use love as an excuse. Let me just be clear. What you do is simply too much for anyone. Both Tim and I are filing a police report. I hope they give you the proper punishment. What? Really? Wait, don't do that. I mean, let me talk to Tim. You go tell him that. I don't want anything to do with a pathologically jealous psycho like you. Your loved one ran away from you because he found out you were psycho. It's your own fault. You should reflect well and pay for your sins. Their wedding was called off and their engagement was canceled. Megan had seriously injured Tim's sister Carly. And when the police filed a damage report, Megan was arrested. In addition, Megan was sued for ruining Tim's house. And she finally understood he had absolutely no intention of getting back together with her. That made Megan even more despaired. Of course, she was made to pay for all his property that she had broken. And Megan's parents were furious when they heard what had happened. She was cut off from them as well. In the end, Tim didn't have to marry a crazy psycho woman. He credits this to his sister Carly. Also, Carly could stop him from marrying some crazy woman. She's also happy to save her family. Carly is hoping to meet a nice guy and get married. But so far, there are no signs of that at all, which is a shame.